Forced early elite. So not going to boss swap. Take the rare relic. That's not the one. Okay. Also, there was a forced early shop, so I didn't take the right bonus on that level either. Claws, they say. Screw it, we'll go this way. For better or for worse. But I suspect our options in combat are going to be clawful. Wait! Chat! Is it happening? It's happening. Streamline's actually probably better there, for the record. Doesn't even help me. Ouch. We're fighting Hexaghost, by the way, so don't even pretend this is going to work. Not a Matty, thank you so much for 22 months. Claw. Don't take turbo, that's going to ruin the thing, but Beam Cell goes perfectly here. 3 damage and Vuln at 0 cost. Remove Transformer upgrade. Actually upgrade Zap? Question mark? Make that 0 cost? Removal is also an option, but a little worried about this fight. So yeah, let's upgrade the Zap. Although I know this is not going to work for very long. And we get another upgrade, okay. We'll upgrade the Beam Cell over the dual cast. Why not Transform? Big problem with the Transform is I could get a 3-cost card. And then we'd be very sad. There's a lot of cards that can actually just brick any attempt at making this deck work with the top, which did just draw us not 1 but 2 cards. That's some top performance for a Relic right there. Steam Barrier is a 0-cost card. Okay, I actually like where this is headed. Don't worry, there'll be an unceasing slew of puns for you all. So many that your head will spin. Turbo seems like it helps, but ultimately the voids that it adds to the discard pile will cause our top to stop spinning. So I'm going to grab this Steam Barrier. Perfect fight. Let's see where this goes first. This is definitely a fight where I need to employ some aid here. Dazed are going to prevent Unceasing Top from ever really doing anything meaningful here. So we just need to make sure we win this fight as swiftly as we can. The old-fashioned way. To minimize the hit point loss. Medkit would fix the turbo issue. Yes, Medkit would fix a lot of issues with Unceasing Top. And so if we can find a medical kit, that'd be pretty sweet. Early Echo Form here is kind of hilarious. Echo Form absolutely not functional with any attempt to spin the Unceasing Top much. Charged Battery can be, though, as it gives you bonus energy on the next turn, which then lets you go further in. Or Equilibrium lets you keep the last card, from the Unceasing top for the next turn. I think I'll take a charged battery here. Though in general, I think we'd get absolutely stomped by an Alb. I'll probably not fight this elite. We'll go for an upgrade. Oh. Beautiful. This doesn't kill them, right? That's right. Only one, thanks to Tori. Distilled Chaos plays the top 3. It's kind of cute. Don't want too many steam barriers, as they will be useless if they're played too many times. Sunder is pretty bad with the Unceasing top, although is a nice answer to multi-enemy fights. Here, if we want to try to use this, we really have to, like, not take good cards a lot of the time. The Sunder is such a no-brainer, especially with the Distilled Chaos here. Skip it for now, but I don't know. Don't know. So we're going for this elite, not this one? Interesting. Continuing to lower the average cost of the deck here. Kunai! Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. I think this might actually work. Is Top strong enough to be a build-around relic this early? No. No. Ultimately, because Top has crucial weaknesses, which are enemies that add status cards, the Ascender's Bane curse card, and the Time Eater. All put a hard stop to what Unceasing Top is trying to do. And it really does prevent it from being useful a lot of the time. But if the stars align, it can do some really, really cool stuff. And if you're not going for a heart run, or if you're not playing on Ascension 20, it's a lot more viable, especially below Ascension 10, when you don't have the stinky Ascender's Bane, and it's just reliable immediately. See Through Shifu, thank you so much for 16 moons of support. I think I might Distill Chaos here and now. But I need it for the elite fight, don't I? That's probably true. Taking, what, 12 maybe? Maybe 6. And Squall Hunter, thank you for the Prime sub. Get in to the Cozy Sub Club. Easy. All right. I'm going to keep taking zero-cost attacks, and we're going to hope it works. We're going to hope it works. Is this a good idea? I don't know. So far, the answer is maybe. Mostly just too many starter cards for this to be really reliable yet. But it's definitely drawing cards at the moment. Potion helps. Another claw. Oh my goodness. It's happening. It's happening. What a clawsome run this is turning out to be. Okay, let's try to get rid of Ascender's Bane. Play the claw rather than the zap, because then I can play the other claw also. Here we go. Perfect. Just Dex Potion. And life will be grand. Got Tori for the Hexaghost fight, too. 9 plus 9? Easy. It's working. And now we have a bottled claw? Maybe? Ball lightning turbo consume. Bottled beam cell plus? I guess it doesn't really matter that much. So, Hexaghost. How do we deal with Hexaghost? The Gambler's Brew will help. That allows me to discard burns, but we're gonna need to be really aggro. Definitely not taking turbo. Ball Lightning is an interesting addition. It costs energy, but it does help with the damage output. But ultimately, we have to raise Hexaghost for damage, and with this many block cards in the deck, and the burns, we're not going to get there. Consume could help a lot too, actually, but that puts an end to the Unceasing top pretty harshly. And will ruin us in future acts, I'm sure. I probably should rest at least one time for a bit more health to work with. The Tori makes the additional health worthwhile. And we'll probably want to upgrade one of the claws, damage-wise, or maybe one of the strikes. High roll into a recycle. Recycle's not even that good with the Unceasing top, because if you draw the recycle and you have no other cards in hand, then you just don't do anything with it. More than happy to use both potions, but I'm worried it won't be enough. Could opt for one more card reward here. Although we get one fewer upgrade that way. Yeah, you can play the recycle with no target, but then it hasn't accomplished anything for you. I think I need this Ball Lightning. And we'll bottle the Beam Cell. I'm going to go this way. That's just a 36. That's completely fine. Would a Strength Potion get there? Yes. It's tempting to upgrade the Ball Lightning, because that is a slightly better upgrade than the Claw in terms of getting past Hexaghost. I think we need every point we can get. There's certainly no need to upgrade both beam cells. Okay, here we go. Transform. I'm actually going to transform a Defend. Depending on what we get, this could be catastrophic, but it could also bail us out. What do we get? Turbo. Well, indeed. That actually might be fine. It's hilarious that we have that now. God dang it. Alright, we're gonna rest here. Upgrading the turbo, also kind of interesting. Yeah, now we need... Well, desperately want... the medical kit. But it can also help keep the Unceasing top going in a way that's quite good. This is an acceptable turn. I could guaranteed play all three of those. That's actually not a bad choice for the Distilled Chaos. Gets me a Kunai proc this turn. Gets me to reshuffle the deck with both claws. Yeah, let's do that. Could gamble this, but I think I'll wait until the burns arrive to use this. Don't want to draw the Ascender's Bane again, after all. Keep Kunai, and yeah, let's keep going. Cool, we drew the other void. So Turbo kind of paid for its own downside there. Now we have 2 burns in the deck, and now problems start to arise. But note that we're doing really, really good damage here, so I think we might be alright. Gambler's Brew, anybody? Anybody? We actually maybe don't even need it here. Got plenty of health. This is why we rested, ultimately. Let's save it. It's a very good potion. And now we have a guaranteed win next turn. Okay, that is... Honestly, didn't expect to get out of Act 1 with this deck. It's going to be really honest with everybody. Seek seems excellent. It's another zero-coster. So now we have a lot of time to find answers to the important questions. Like, how do we beat the stuff where Unceasing top doesn't usually work? And how do I deal with Ascender's Bane? Seek can really help with Ascender's Bane, too. Definitely don't want an Echo form, although it's kind of cute. In a deck where you're playing 20 cards per turn, getting 1 more card play with Echo form is not that good. Echo form's really about the decks that are playing 2 or 3 cards per turn. You double the better one. Oh man, Empty Cage is super duper a step in the right direction here. There's also Astrolabe, transforming and upgrading 3 cards, but without knowing what we're getting. I think that can be really, really bad. So I very much like simply removing basic cards here, dramatically decreasing the average cost of the cards in the deck by removing 1-cost cards. Oh, I like that idea, Crazy Aho. If you've played the game Griftlands, in Griftlands, all of the cards have 2 different upgrades that you get to choose between when you upgrade them. Something similar in Slay the Spire could be cool, where Seek either, for example, upgrades to 2 cards, or maybe the other upgrade is Don't Exhaust. You choose one. Be quite neat. Okay, I'm going to just take the flat removals here. We're going to cut 1 and 1. 1 strike, 1 defend. Just slim it down a bit. And ideally, we're going to pair this with Shops to do the same. We should absolutely positively steer clear of elite fights. We are terrible at the 3 slavers fight because of all the wounds added. Although maybe if we can kill the middle slaver on turn 1, things would be okay. But overall, I don't know. So what makes us stronger at this point? There's a few upgrades that are good. The Turbo and the Seek. Card removals are good. Relics are good. So we do kind of have to fight at least 1 elite, right? We can't scale up with relics. What do we do? I think what we need then is potions to be able to kill slavers so that we can fight elites. Hologram would be great. Recycle could be quite powerful. There's definitely a lot of cards that would be okay additions. Birds are going to be pretty fun. Or are they? Save me, Tori. Uh-oh. Seek for turbo. I can just play all the stuff. Stop there. Beautiful. Choices. Choices indeed. I think I think this has to be reprogrammed. Reprogram scales everything that we're doing, essentially. Although the Zap Dual Cast Ball Lightning portion of the deck starts to die. A way to scale up our dexterity is ultimately required in order to get past Time Eater later in the run. And I think that's where Reprogram really starts to shine. Reprogram is a way to kill Time Eater. It's also a way to kill Champ. And it gives us good reason to pick up a fusion if we see one. We already have deck scaling from the Kunai, that's true, but we'll get even more. With Reprogram. Notably, again, enough to beat Time Eater, which is rather important. Excellent turn one here. We just killed the Spheric Guardian before it could even block the first time. I don't think we should take any of these, although Cold Snap Plus is rather nice. We only took the Ball Lightning to get past Hexaghost, and even then. Power Potion I like over Weak. Yeah. And I'm going to this store. Okay, I accept this turn one. This is fine. We do enough damage that Mystic will be forced to heal. I don't get hurt. And we get rid of a Setter's Bane. It's all fine in my book. Again, we'll be seeking for Turbo. It's actually been pretty useful so far. I mostly can't believe this is still working. Fair enough. Rebound is kind of hilarious with Unceasing top, but I think not helpful here. Streamline theoretically works. Again, I think not helpful. Equilibrium feels unnecessary. Skip it all. Alright. Hands clasped. In hope. Please give me a really good shop relic in this store. That's not the med kit. I know it looks like it. That's the toolbox. Just to calm everyone down real quick. That's the toolbox. There is fusion here, which is interesting. Potion belt's also pretty nice. More potion slots, very helpful for letting us have specific answers to specific combats. Certainly want to remove a card here. That's one of the reasons we came. And I'll remove just a basic strike. I don't think I get to go this way. Although I'd love to. I don't think we're strong enough. Does Enlightenment work to get past the default card draws? Enlightenment is not going to help, unfortunately, too much. We don't have any cards that are normally higher than 1 cost. So there's nothing for Enlightenment to reduce. And yes, I agree. Removing cards that are expensive is much more important than removing cards that are free, for the most part. For the most part. But I take Madnesses here. I'm not sure. Don't think they help that much. We should maybe aim to go to this store. Start with a striker move. That leaves us with 190. Enough to buy the potion belt if I wanted it. We've already removed 2 defends for reference. I've been removing strikes and defends in equal measure. I'll probably go strike, then defend, then strike, then defend with our final removes. We still have Steam Barrier and Charge Battery as blocks. And I want the claws and the beam cells to be our damage. Go for the eyes would be a good inclusion here, too. I could take and upgrade this fusion, but I'm not expecting it to be good for a while. At least not until the turbo is removed. I don't think I'm going to buy it. I think what I'm going to do is hold on to my money for a different store later. And we'll fight this elite. Go here, upgrade, fight this elite. Upgrade Seek, probably. Okay. When I buy a Purity, I think I would need a Skim to want a Purity. Ooh, here's an option for some powerful zero-cost cards. Another Seek, wow. Hologram is here, Recycle is here, holy moly. Double Energy is here. Recycle gives us a way to deal with status cards, which could be very, very good. But it really doesn't work that well with Unceasing Top in general. Unless you have additional card draw. Which makes me want Hologram most of all. I think that's my preferred pick. Hologram. Lets me take any card from the discard pile, which could include Void, put it back into my hands. Okay, and we're going to fight this elite. It's the Slavers. And I will employ anything necessary to help me kill them. Seems like a pretty crap buffer, so Echo Form it is. Maybe should have gone for middle guy? Perhaps. For turbo, reprogram, I think. If we draw immediately into Ascender's Bane, I might use the Gambler's Brew in that case. This looks like it's going pretty well, though. 3 more energy to spend. I'm gonna do it. It's a pretty important achievement there. So we get 3 wounds added from the Taskmaster here. Bit of a problem for us. I think we will be okay. We'll definitely go for Taskmaster second. Try to prevent more of these wounds from being added. Okay. Slavers successfully beaten. We're now immune to weak. And we get a skippable card reward. We also have no more potions, so I'm probably not going to fight this second elite here. We'll just kind of slip between them to the shop. Could also rest. No, we want to upgrade this hologram. It's very important. Ginger will certainly help for beating Champ at the end of the act. Puzzle is card draw. Never say no to card draw. And I don't think we're quite in shape for this elite. We could have some awkward moments against Gremlin Leader or Book of Stabbing, which can add wounds to us. We don't have a guaranteed good enough card draw on turn 1 for me to like the elite. So we could do elite event, but I think I'm going to go combat elite into the shop using whatever potions we find from here. That's my intention anyhow. Order. Order. That's why I didn't seek for turbo. Somehow I knew. Stick another claw then. This turn could hurt. Not too bad. Chill is free, but is that helpful to us? I'm not sure. How many cards has top drawn us so far? 77, an average of 1.2 per turn. That's pretty powerful. Could creative AI be harmful for the deck? Big time, yes. Very big time. So could the Chosen's debuff. That's a real problem for us, actually. Is there any way to kill the Chosen turn 1 here? Let's try it. Seek for Turbo Hologram. Go Turbo, reprogram, hologram, the reprogram, play the reprogram again. Start killing Chosen quickly here. Guess we can't prevent the Hex probably, can we? Although I can do an awful lot of damage pretty quickly. You fool, I'm immune to weak. Either take 6 now or take some next turn. Take some next turn. And by some, I mean 1. Perfect. Another beam cell. Or another steam barrier. Do I need more offense or more defense? Or none of the above? I think with the Kunai, I do want another zero-cost attack. So I'm going to take the beam cell, and I do feel capable of beating this elite now. The one right before the shop. Could also maybe go for the Burning Elite, but I think that's a less good idea. More dexterity. Let's go. Okay, it is a Book of Stabs. We're not going to take any damage on turn 1. That's very important. I think I'm just going to grab the Ascender's Bane and the Reprogram. Do it this way. Guarantee I never draw shenanigans, and then I have a good 4 energy turn to work with here. Or do I? I should just take the beam cell back. Sure. Oh, it's beautiful. How does he do it? Beautiful. Book of Stabbing destroyed. Go for the Eyes is a perfect acquisition, giving us Weaken and being, you guessed it, another 0-cost attack. Thunderstrike is hilarious. Come on, Medkit. That's not it either. That's more orb slots, which is cute, but not helpful. Pennib is here. Definitely want to remove a card. Is Mayhem ever useful? I don't think so. Don't think so. Same with the Heat Sinks. Same with the Frozen Egg. I think we just keep card removing and looking for ways to deal with statuses somehow. Mayhem can play Ascender's Bane for me? That would have to be quite a miracle to light up. Yeah, that would have to be quite a miracle. Not going to take the Ritual Dagger, we'll just take more money here. So we have good cash going into Act 3 at least. And I'm going to upgrade our Turbo now, so that when we do play it, we're likely to draw back to the Void. Or more likely to draw back to the Void. However you want to look at it. Let's just do Ascender's Bane reprogram again. Actually, wait. Yeah, it's not quite how I wanted that to go. I don't think it's going to matter. Just want to scale our defensive stats against Champ. Kunai as best we can. Get these claws up too. You show him, Turbo. Still a Void in there somewhere. Get him. Have a free shot? Don't mind if I do. Good luck to you, son. Easy. Easy champ fight. Okay, this hilarious and strange deck has just made it to Act 3, and it just acquired an all-for-one, which lets us put all cost 0 cards from the discard pile into our hand. Does cost energy, but holy moly is it worth playing. Gets back all the claws, all the beam cells, the go for the eyes, the steam barrier. All of it. And the turbo, too. Note that we don't have to play the turbo each time we get it back. And then we transitioned into being a Snecko Eye deck. That's interesting. Well, I don't think energy per turn helps us that much. Black Star definitely seems reasonable. Although Nemesis could be a real terror for this deck. Busted Crown is going to make it really difficult to find... Well, actually, there's a pretty decent argument for the Crown. More base energy helps quite a bit. We have kind of the core combo that we need. We just need to... Well, we need a way to deal with statuses. Nemesis is a threat because Nemesis adds large numbers of burns, which will prevent me from using the Unceasing top to any degree of efficiency. And Nemesis is invulnerable every other turn. So unless we can kill Nemesis on turn 1, which is hard to do because there's a Ascender's Bane, really would like a blue candle or something. I think more relics is the only reasonable hope we have. Hey everyone. Did you know that you can now support me directly on YouTube by getting a channel membership? For as low as $5 a month, you'll get access to perks like custom badges and emojis to use in comments and discounts on the merch store, all while helping support me and this channel to do what I love every day. Just click the join button below to get started. Now back to the video. Of making this truly end game proof. And right out the gate, we are faced with the problem that is the Time Eater. How do we deal with Time Eater in this deck? I'm not sure. Reprogram is going to have to be part of it. Also have this problem. Silvardo wants a dad joke? No, you don't want a dad joke from me right now. It's going to be clawful. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to seek for All for One and Claw. And now we actually don't necessarily need to use the Unceasing top on every given turn, because we can have turns like this. And yes, even a third time. But again, that won't work on Time Eater. And it won't work all that well against Heart either. Okay, this is not an upgrade all. This is definitely not take 2 normalities. This deck would die so instantly if I took 1 normality for even a single fight. So I guess I'll fight a boss. Oh boy. This is where All for One might not be that good. It's turns like this. Yeah. I knew it! Dang it. I knew it. Well, heck. Alright. Give me the turbo one more time. One more time. I trust you this time, Turbo. Come on. Gotta believe. Wait, there was a third one? Foolish. Alright, this is a dire omen. things to come. Just need a reasonable amount of health with this Essence of Steel. Able to hologram all for one there. Foolish. Either way, that went fine. We get a Captain's Wheel for block on turn 3. That will definitely help. Here is another Recycle. Not upgraded yet. Or a Clomp Loose. I think we have to take the Recycle that we're offered here. Recycle can help us deal with status cards in certain fights. It can be a way to get rid of the Ascender's Bane, potentially, too. And comes back with All for One if upgraded. That said, the Claw is tempting, right? Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. These guys add lots of burns and could easily kill me from our current health total. We will not mess with them. Very, very dangerous for this deck. Thorns are also kind of dangerous for this deck. Be our ideal turn one some of the time. It's a fun comp. Dang it. We need blue candles so bad. Oh dear. Actually just gonna take a ton of damage now? Thanks. Heck. Yeah. Should dual cast that. Gotta take a little bit here and there. Would I have taken apparitions here? Maybe? I don't see a lot of need for them. They kind of slow us down a little bit, too. Dang it! I could have taken both the Claw and the Recycle. Foolish. Foolish, foolish. I like the Snecko Oil. Definitely not going to go 2 Recycles. That'd be ridiculous. This fight is also terrifying. This is realistically one of the best things that they can do. So I don't think I should play any attacks here. Let's just have a big draw on this turn. Do I recycle stuff here? An intriguing option. No, because then I'm getting hit for 38. Just gain a bunch of dexterity here. stop there. I don't want to be put on the short list to get a curse. Good. I'm not going to play any more attacks here, I don't think. Be a bad idea. Make me vulnerable, will you? How dare you? Okay, that's a good place to stop. Stop playing cards when the attack is blockable. This is just good advice for this fight in general. Do you want to keep playing Reprogram? I don't want to keep playing the Turbo. Question mark. Actually, yes, I do. Okay, recycle on its own then. Acceptable. Why stop there, you know? Whew. So many recycles. I don't think I like this enemy and it's the role that it plays in Spire. I very much view it as an enemy that I'm allowed to control, unlike all the other enemies. Because I can always choose to change what the enemy is doing. Second Steam Barrier does seem pretty nice with how much dexterity we're able to have, and a second and the all for one. I'm gonna grab one. DACPL, thank you so much for 4 months of keeping it cozy. Here's the terrifying Nemesis we were worried about. Thankfully, they are attacking me on turn 1, which is gonna make my life a lot easier. Unfortunately, this is all of my energy. What about Snecko Oil here and now? That could also ruin things for this fight. I'm gonna do it. Okay, that actually went pretty well. I get to recycle the 3-cost Ball Lightning. And now I can seek for some stuff. Ideally some stuff that costs something similar to 0. Seek for what? Reprogram? Steam Barrier? That one's not bad. Won't be able to do a lot of damage next turn. To further clarify on Steam Barriers, these can reach a negative base value to which your dexterity is still positively applied. So you can have a base -2 Steam Barrier with 6 dexterity and it'll play for 4 block. But they do in fact go negative. Other option is just seek for like Beam Cell, go for the eyes, and weaken the heck out of this nerd. Actually pretty reasonable too. take one here on purpose to draw more cards for this turn, which is unfortunately going to add some stinky burns to the deck. And there's not a lot I can do about that. And here's where life gets problematic. Can we shuffle? Yes. I think I can even do it the following way. No, I can't. I have to play the turbo twice. Oh, I can't shuffle without playing turbo anyway, right? That makes sense. Okay, whatever. We'll just do it this way then. Oh, I don't actually get turbo back. That makes sense. I don't shuffle. Even worse. Oh crap. Thought I was going to get the turbo back in hand. Did not count cards in discard pile. Okay. Here's where we fail to do any damage on the vulnerable turn. And then only draw our damage cards on the turns where, yeah, this happens. Now problems ensue. And Nemesis is regenerating. This might be exactly why we were afraid of Nemesis, and a swift trip to the grave for us. Okay, that's at least helpful. Right. Hence why we were afraid of Nemesis. Okay, I think we managed to survive. Well, hold on. Yeah, we'll see what we can do here. Get one claw. I think that's enough, quite frankly. Whew. Meat on the bone. Our hit points are at or below half at the end of combat, heal 12, and Pocket Watch, giving us bonus draw for playing 3 or more cards. Neither I would call amazing here, but we at least survived the Burning Nemesis, and that's what matters. We also now have a counter of cards per turn played, which is just glorious. Alright, Giant Head should be comparatively very amusing to fight. Just gonna not play All for One to embrace Pocket Watch here. Or like Giant Dead, lol. Got him. Yes. Brilliant. Exactly what we wanted. 29 damage from a go for the eyes. Yeah. Ornamental Fan will absolutely help, as does Calipers. Holy moly, this is huge. Actually, this is heart solved. If we can just play enough cards on turn 1 before Stinkiness arrives, we're gonna be fine. Heatsinks Plus is interesting. I've done Heatsinks as card draw before. This could be worth including. It's a desperation play at this moment. Okay, but how do we solve Time Eater, though? Time Eater is all about this reprogram. And playing exactly 12 cards per turn if we can. Do we have any other powers? Not at this moment, which makes it pretty hard to want. We would have to acquire some. I think I'm going to say no, ultimately. We're going to go to Shop and one more Elite. Not going to take the Juzu Bracelet. I will... Help! What do you mean? Oh, that's why we're supposed to take the heat sinks. For falling. Alright, Claw, see you later. Chat was wise to it. Even. They saw heat sinks for falling, they said, but alas, 'twas not to be. Hey, look at that. Full blocked. Easy. Not even done. More cards. Losing the Claw might actually help me against Time Eater, for the record. Where I want Ascender's Bane to be most of the time. Bottom. The Calipers putting in work. My god. Calipers are going to help so much against Time Eater. Because it means we'll be rewarded for actually just playing all 12 cards each turn, if we can. Although we have to be really careful about voids and such, stopping our turn cold. You know? No. What do you got, Shop? Chemical X. There's also another hologram here. Both pretty powerful. White Bee statue could give us a guaranteed potion after combat rewards. Really like the hologram, generally speaking. Does need an upgrade, but I can afford to give it one. Did you need 3 skill potions, though? You know, maybe I did. Maybe I did. Birdface turn? Well, unfortunately, there's a lack of power cards somehow. Okay, we'll just dunk a defend, add the hologram, keep the rest of the cash. Prankster, thank you so much for 5 months of staying cozy. Oh no, not again. This time it's adding burns on turn 1, so there is no way to avoid it. But we do have the Pocket Watch, which I think will help quite a bit. Recycle. Let's dual cast, I guess. And since I have... Oh, we also have Calipers, which are also going to make a huge difference here this time. Because I can just accumulate all of this block on turn 1. then there's no problem. You get to keep it all. Nice. And again, bottom card Ascender's Bane. Thank you. I can recycle the Void, meaning I can actually use the Unceasing top this turn. And here's a turn where we get to use the Pocket Watch, too. Thankfully, not actually that many burns. Here, I'm just going to hologram All for One, which also gets rid of a burn with the recycle here. Get him, Pocket Watch. I can't believe this is working, mostly. There's the thing that the Heatsinks would have comboed with. Another Heatsinks. Alright, not going to take a Compiled River, plus not going to bother with Heatsinks. No use for a Blizzard. What we're just going to do is upgrade our second hologram and look to defeat Time Eater by stacking Strength and Dexterity off of our reprogram, which we thankfully drew on turn 1 here. I'm also going to just trust in Unceasing Top, because this is not an acceptable opening hand here. Time Eater, of course, automatically ends our turn whenever we play 12 or more cards, which can be a real problem, especially given that we don't know where in the deck our Ascender's Bane is at the moment. What we do want to do is play Reprogram as often as possible. Beautiful. Okay. I don't think we're going to need our regen potion for this fight, truthfully. Let's see. I could hologram All for One here. That's actually a pretty reasonable idea. Got a lot of cards played. Some decks. 1, 2. I do have to play this, unfortunately. This turn, we're going to use the Pocket Watch. Charge battery. Do I want to recycle this beam cell? Yes. Just play 3. Draw 8 here. To do a lot next turn, unfortunately. No, I don't. So, we take a big hit here. Ouch. Slimed Claw. This will hopefully be all we have to take. So, I actually want to get rid of Zap. Pretty high priority here. The All for One in this hand is perfect. I'll be able to play 12 cards easy. Gonna have a good time. many 0 costs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. Okay. Oh, yeah, 9 counting the turbo. I don't care about the turbo, though. Is this double beam cell or another steam barrier? This is double beam cell. On this turn, Time Eater is removing their debuffs and restoring themselves to half health, essentially buying us a turn to ready ourselves. I'm just gonna... I could go Beam Cell, all for 1 Beam Cell, and still Pocket Watch. I think I'll just get rid of these 2 Slimes. Draw with a Pocket Watch. Yikes. Pocket Watch again here. Not a very good turn if I go all out. Keep getting this drawdown debuff applied to us, which really smarts. Really stings. Next turn could be disastrous here. There's not a lot I can do about it. Somebody slimed I'm drawing back into. 60. I have 4 card plays. Which means Turbo has to be one of them. Oof. Actually, no, it doesn't. Not if I use the Duke Pot. Feeling rather necessary this time. The regen potion won't make the difference, but if I duplication potion, we can double the charge battery, hologram, charge battery, play it again. And then I don't have to play Turbo. Can't hollow Steam Barrier. There's nothing in the discard pile. Help! Okay, I can at least hologram loop to block here. It's fine. Next turn looking really scary. Alright, we'll use this. You're gonna be that way. Make your own reinforced body, anyone? Come on, Calipers. Maybe be purging these slimes, but I'm just letting the Pocket Watch do the work here. Don't know if it's good enough. Yeah, a lot of this is the consequence of losing that second claw. That is true. Fortunately, we seem to have figured it out. Oh, jeez. Okay, this fight should be a lot easier. A lot easier. Not even scary. Easy. Yeah, this enemy gets strong for every power we play. So... yeah. About that. Poor Awakened One. Let's see, what do I want to get here? I can start recycling cards right away. Kind of like that idea. Actually, no. Let's get go for the Eyes hologram here. Start it this way. All right. Onwards. There's the Cinder's Bane. I can even recycle that to keep going. I'm gonna do it. Who cares if my subsequent turns are bad when my turn 1 is over 100 block? 38 cards played this turn, and counting. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Voids, though. Can't tell if I'm supposed to remove Turbo before our final battles. It might be correct. From the void and get rid of it. I can also just recycle Turbo if I don't want to have it anymore, right? It's an option too. So we can actually kind of go to a proper infinite of sorts here. Just recycle everything that has a cost. Easy. '23 dexterity, by the way. GG. Two thump, two thump, two thump. A deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire, the source of this unceasing action? You charge your core to its maximum and pray for everything that you're worth Then maybe find a medical kit or a blue candle or something. Something. In this final shop. Suppose I'll upgrade our goo for the eyes. None of these other upgrades matter that much. Please. No, we got a cauldron. Although cauldron might be okay here. Letting us look at a bunch of potions. Cauldron plus card removal. Seems less than optimal, let's say. Good Instincts is quite nice. 0 cost, gain block, doesn't exhaust or get weaker. Another Go for the Eyes is theoretically fine. None are really helpful here. Rebound is quite nice with Unceasing top. I actually really like Rebound here. And I think we will pick up Rebound on some reflection. But let's start with the Cauldron. Fear Pot, Fire Pot, Attack Pot, Fire Pot. The Act 1 Cauldron. What a strange set of potions. Could use the Smoke Bomb to try to skip the heart. Although I'd really like to see this this deck try to fight the heart. I'm more worried about the elites, truthfully. Go 1 attack, 1 fire. Get 2 relics off the elites also. So, Smoke Bomb against the elites. There's a couple things we can do, actually, with Smoke Bomb and the elites. There's a couple glitches that you can utilize. By the default rules of Spire, you are not allowed to use the Smoke Bomb on the Spire Spear and Spire Shield as long as they're both alive. However, one thing you can do is disable fast mode, and then really quickly, right at the start of the fight, drink the Smoke Bomb or throw the Smoke Bomb before the surrounded effect actually loads in the combat, and you just Smoke Bomb before anything appears, and you leave that way. Which, this would be a really good time to show that. Although we will miss out on 2 relics, which are very important. Remember, we have Black Star. So I'm going to go Attack Potion, Fire Potion for those 2. I am taking Rebound, and I think I'm just going to remove a card. You. No, you. Wait. No, you. Wait. Yeah, you. Well, they couldn't decide there. Kill him! Okay. What relics would be best? I'm thinking Shuriken and something else. Shuriken something else. Blue Candle. Ooh. Can't get medical kit from these 2, sadly. Wait, order. Oh. Okay, let's It's just how life has gotta be sometimes. Oh. Can't even use the Rebound. Ouch. Exactly all those cards. Okay, so we lose a bunch of life, which is not great. We could also save a decent bunch with... Alright, fine. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. Lots. Okay. Would Ink Bottle do much? Ink Bottle would be potentially traitorous. Is the problem there. Oh, now I can't hologram. Slight mistakes have been made. Guess I'll go with the play the turbo so it can actually keep going this way. How's that for caliper's value? Do I rebound this all for one? But let me get rid of dual cast for good? Yeah. This way. So close to preventing 2 more burns. Wait! Easy. You did it, Cauldron. Data Disc and Happy Flower. I can't say those are incredible, but they're helpful enough. How about Scrape, though? Deal 7 damage, draw 4 cards, discard everything that isn't 0 cost. That actually seems pretty okay. And I can even upgrade it with the Blessing of the Forge to make it draw 5. We'll do it. We'll do it. Is that going to be enough to stop the heart? I have no idea, Twitch chat. But I'm going to do my best. Thankfully, we have the Ornamental Fan, which will counteract most of Beat of Death, and the Dexterity that we're gaining should do the rest. Good. This is going to be reprogram, hologram, reprogram, yeah? Although I might just die next turn. Real talk. The other option is, like, recycle the All for One. In that case, I only get to reprogram 1 time. Actually, no, I could reprogram 2 times, right? We reprogram, recycle All for One, hologram back the reprogram. Just play the Ball Lightning. But I could also just play both, recycle both the Ball Lightning and the All for One. Big risk is that we're going to draw into the Ascender's Bane, of course. But I think every card that we can get rid of... Problem is, All for One actually helps by getting back the recycle and such, you know? We could also go Pocket Watch and just, like, play Reprogram and nothing else. Reprogram Recycle on Ball Lightning. And then draw 8 cards. That's actually a pretty good turn. Problem is it doesn't get any Kunai, it doesn't hold over any block with stuff. It doesn't draw me towards Ascender's Bane. Although it kind of does, because Pocket Watch. I think I like the line where I recycle 2 cards and just start really going aggro here. So we're going to try it. For better or for worse. Cast goes back on top and gets played again. It's not great. Turbo is of questionable use here. Okay, there's the Ascender's Bane. I don't know that that was good. Good news is we do have Tori to mitigate this. I'll be playing 3 cards to mitigate this too. Next turn, Scrape Seek is guaranteed? Kind of. Realistically, I think this has to be Hologram, get rid of the wound. Hologram on Recycle, get rid of wounds. Draw 8 cards with Pocket Watch. Get bonus block with Captain's Wheel. Three more than we need, that's right. So surviving this turn is going to be the hard part. Thankfully, we have Captain's Wheel helping out. Beat on the Bone is active. Beautiful. This looks really good. We're going to live this turn, and we're going to be able to get rid of all of the statuses if I seek for Recycle now. Seek, Recycle, and Hologram. We definitely want to recycle Burn. Yeah, let's see what we can get here. Of course, there's still a Void in the draw pile. Recycle Void is interesting, but that comes awfully close to getting me killed. These are 6 block each. 6, 6, 6, Holo Recycle. Health. Okay. Good cards. Good. Next turn. Perfect. I think this might actually work? Crazy. Mental. Simply mental. Alright, this is the turn we use the top. There are no statuses in the draw pile, so as long as I have energy, I can just keep drawing cards. Unfortunately, the Beat of Death is punishing me for so doing. But is it really? Ouch. back in, get this void. And again, there's no status, so I'll play the turbo here. We're gonna literally die if we don't. Actually, no, we're not dying, because... Tori. I see partially where things have gone wrong. Let's just do more damage. Scrapes on top. I actually won't be able to play it if I draw it, so let's stop here. Oh, it's still in the draw pile. But I can hologram the scrape. Oh my goodness, here we go. Now void's in the discard pile, so... $20 block Steam Barrier. Need to hold over a lot of block here. Enough to survive the next few hits. Bound hologram. Actually, I didn't want to do that, huh? That's fine. Already pull blocking this. Very promising. Zap is doing its best, okay? Just incredible. GG. We actually got there with the Unceasing top build. Hey there. If you enjoyed that video, watch this one next. And before you go, join us on Twitch and watch live. I'm there 5 days a week playing Slay the Spire, answering questions, and chilling with the community. Click the link in the description to follow right now. Ta-ta for now.